Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is Kid Native Bloody Elbow, joined once again by the ineffable, the inevitable, the ineluctable Eugene S. Robinson, author of Fight. Everything you ever wanted to know about ass kicking, but were afraid you'd get your ass kicked for asking. Huh?
I'm sorry. I was looking for Kid Nate. Is he here?
He's been replaced by a cool consummate professional.
Okay, I think I stumbled into the wrong show.
Because there's no time to waste. We've got not one, not two, but 3 UFC fight cards to do the infamous.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me get my tote sheet, and I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready to make picks that will stand for the ages. Bet the house, bet the kids, bet the shoes. You know,
and don't watch Knuckle Up because he just made the opposite pick in every fight on Knuckle Up. So
I'm not telling you. I'm a reliable indicator. Whether it's a counter indicator or an indicator, you decide. You think about the Beastie Boys, the butthole surface, and suicidal tendencies, and you come to your own, and Obama, and come to your own conclusion.
These are all talents
These are people
that
who
Eugene said
never make it.
Make it, kid. Quit wasting your time and mine. So, but first, we got to do the disclaimer before we can do the care don't care previews.
All right, for all you crybabies, bedwetters, and fighters that personally feel offended that we have slammed you into the don't care slot, realize this has more to do with the marketing heft and weight that the UFC and the bald one have put behind you, and much less to do with your actual skills and as a fighter. Don't take it personally. You want to move from don't care to care, fight an interesting fight. It is possible, and we'll remember you for the ages. Until then, don't come crying to us.
That's right. Well said. For the ages, or until we forget you again. But you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, and now we have a place for where you end up if we forget you subsequent times, and that's called the Phantom Toll Booth.
The Phantom
places
Toll
where you end up where you're hoping the phone rings. And somebody schooled us yesterday, and they said Brian Ebersol has a fish tired. That's why. So he has removed himself from both the Phantom Toll Booth and the Lost Battalion. He is now operating out there without any visible supervision, making me very nervous. Much like Jeb Bush. I don't know what he's doing or where he is.
Chest hair, just however he wants to. So
any way he wants, you know. I mean, this is disturbing.
It is extremely. He could go with the reverse arrow, anything. So you don't know. But we've got.
He could do anything. It's craziness. It's craziness, and the fact that the UN doesn't care about this, I find extremely disturbing.
Deeply disturbing. Pajamas Media will have the story later, but first we got to get through UFC Fight Night. Namajunas versus Van Zandt. That's tonight on UFC Fight Pass. And then tomorrow night we've got the Ultimate Fighter Team Faber versus Team McGregor, a.k.a. Ultimate Finale, a.k.a. Edgar versus Mendes. And then Saturday night, the big one, the one we're all waiting for, UFC 194, Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo to unify the featherweight titles. But no time to waste, Eugene.
We're going to make picks today, too. So all you guys have been hitting me up on Facebook. Eugene, what's your pick? I told you we'd make them on this show. We're going to make them stone cold locks.
That's right. So we got to run through these cards. First up, tonight's Fight Pass card starts, I want to say 6:30 Eastern Time, Central Time. I don't know what time it starts. It's on Fight Pass this evening, Thursday night, December 9th or 10th, or whatever it is. All right, so this is the kind of professionalism you've come to expect on the show, Eugene. I just want to show I've not been replaced by a doppelganger.
Got the pen. I'm ready.
All right, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 8 Fight Pass prelim card, and then a 4-fight
prelim card. This is fucking craziness,
isn't it? And we've got 4 fights on the main card. I predict you're going to have 3 cares on this card.
We'll see. You're going bold. Okay, all right.
So we'll see. So first up,
this is for all you degenerate gamblers out there. You know, he said 3. You know, we used to push over a bucket of water at the top of a driveway, and then gamble on which stream would make it to the bottom first.
That's degenerate.
That's degenerate.
That is, yes. All right, so women's strawweight, Caitlin Curran versus Emily Kagan.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't care either. Sorry, ladies. All right, featherweight, Zubaira Tukhugov versus Philippe Novaire. You might remember Novaire as the featherweight Anderson Silva.
Yeah, I remember Philippe Novaire, and he's up against somebody with a Nedoff. Not a Bernie Madoff. But I'm not gonna get it off. So I'd say, if I have to say, you know,
if you care about this one, you're feeling exceedingly generous.
Yeah, I care. I care.
Wow.
I
Wow, we're going to go over the 3 cares limit. I did not anticipate this one coming. I have given up on Philippe Novaire. And yeah, Tugahov's got to prove himself to me. I'm not.
Guys, they kind of such like fight.
Yeah, you can't just roll off the banana from Russia and Dagestan. Am I losing you, Eugene?
No. You're there. You had frozen for a second.
Are you on the landline or are you Wi-Fiing?
I am on the landline. It's inclement weather, always on the landline.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll make it through that. We got to get going. All right. So you care, I don't.
So and I'm gonna pick the Adolf.
The Russian guy. All right, Tugahov. All right, see. All right, so welterweight Danny Roberts versus Nathan Coy. My name's
don't care.
I don't care either, although I know who Coy is, but I don't care. All right, welterweight Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Andreas Stell.
Yeah, I know Ponzinibbio, but he's not risen to a level of care for me. Sorry, Jay.
No, he's one of these guys who's almost become a gict, a guy I can't trust.
Correct. Without
ever stopping at being a care.
Yeah, so, correct. So what does that mean when you don't care and you don't trust?
It's not good. That's
the DCDT. That's bad.
Yes, it's quite bad. So we don't care about that one. All right, bantamweight. I got to give up. I do care. Ponzinibbio's got me hooked. He's got the worst name in blogging. Anyways.
All right, that's you, Jack. I'm not. You're on your own. You're out there.
I'm on my own, and I'm picking the other guy. All right, so bantamweight, Aljamain Sterling and Johnny Eduardo.
I want to care because of Aljamain Sterling.
Ditto, and he's done a bunch of interviews for us at Bloody Elbow this week. So, so I care, and I'm picking Sterling.
So who's Sterling fighting against?
Johnny Eduardo.
Johnny Eduardo. I have a note here. Johnny Eduardo, Muay Thai black belt, Luda Livre black belt, Muay Thai coach at Nova Unao, trained Muay Thai under the legend Andre Sauer. He's the first MMA fight. He was 17 years old. He's fought Takanori Gomo in his prime. They did 3 rounds in 8 minutes. So I'm guessing that Johnny Eduardo, every time I take a pick from Dream Crusher, it ends up working really badly for me.
Yeah, the
Luta so naturally, because I train at Team Sorrel, I'm going to pick Johnny Eduardo.
Well said, Eugene.
I'm all about having things work out badly.
I see. Well said. Well said. I got to go with Sterling here. Eduardo.
You go with Aljamain Sterling?
I'm picking Sterling.
All right. Okay. All right, good. So we got some action on this one.
We got some action. I'm going up against the Dream Crusher, and you can tell him I said that. All right. He's going
up against the Dream Crusher. He said, tell you he said that.
And don't remind him next time I'm in town, though. So
okay, all right.
Only for all right. So middleweight, Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Kevin Casey.
I don't care.
I don't either. Although Kevin Casey's the namesake of a guy I went to high school with who was very scary. So
I remember the Kevin Casey stories, but this doesn't rise to a level of care. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't. All right. Well,
that means you got lots of room for growth, just like the bald one says when he fires you. You can make lots of money other places.
Exactly. World Series of Fighting is red hot, son, I
was chatting with a guy from UFA this past week. I was like, I forgot about you guys, United Fight Alliance.
Well, I forgot about him too. Titan Fighting Championships about to go under as well.
Really?
Right. That's the rumor. Yeah, that's the rumor. All right. So welterweight Omari Akhmedov versus Sergio Moraes.
Yes, another Akhmedov, but I can't go 2 for 2 on this one, so I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. All right, and for the record, that's the first Akhmedov on the card. You're getting it mixed up with Tukagov, which is totally.
I'm just saying the offs.
I see the UFs. All right, so
Bernie Madoff.
That's with an F, not a V. Come on.
F and V interchangeable, man. Volkswagen.
It's true. Let's watch the language. No blue material here, Mr. Pryor. All right. Welterweight Tim Means versus John Doomsday Howard.
I care.
You care because of Howard?
Because of Howard, because of Means, both of them. These guys have their accomplishments are noteworthy. And, I've been a Howard fan and feel somewhat burned, but I'm going to double down on Howard. And you shake your head. I'm going to double down. You know what? Everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves a third. Everybody deserves a fourth chance. I'm going to give this guy a chance.
And
knowing that
Scalia is going to turn it around any day now and start issuing rulings.
he has just hit a bad patch.
Just a rough patch.
A rough. Isn't it a speed bump? Is it a speed bump if it lasts 10 years? Is that a
I'd say it's
bump?
a bad road.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I got to pick Tim Means here, and I care as well. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we got some action on that.
Howard
all right.
is sadly misplaced. Some of our less enlightened.
Why are you not picking John Howard? Why?
Well, they're going to accuse you of racism, but not me.
That's what some guy did. And I said, you think Japanese guys are standing around and when they see Toyotas are like, yeah.
Some of them are. Who's the guy? Roy. The guy that scissor locked Anderson Silva, and remember the guy that did the flying scissors leg lock in Pride on Silva, and then became like a full on Rising Sun neo Tojo militarist.
No, I don't remember this.
Oh man, he's like a totally. And Shinya Yoki is also of some questionable political leanings.
It doesn't matter. It's not the same as Nazis. You get. I was friends with this guy, the Yu Kaneko, who was editor-in-chief of the big right-wing nationalist Japanese. I go, okay, what's your program? I'm down. I'm willing to listen. What is it? He goes, well, we want the emperor to return, and we want the U.S. bases out. Sounds pretty modest to me, man. Except what he really meant after I spent enough time in Japan was that we don't even have to mention racism because it's so deeply ingrained in the culture. It's just like I saw an African guy get his Mercedes-Benz smashed into by a car full of Japanese teenagers. Dude got out, spoke Japanese, and the cop was like, looked at him, looked at the Japanese teens, waved the Japanese teens away, and the guy's like screaming at the cop in Japanese, and the cop was like, it's a country for you, my friend. Not Japan.
It's a mono-ethnic culture there in Japan, and
99% racially homogenous.
Yes, and the other 1% is partly Korean, and they hate them too.
Yeah, they hate them too. I was surprised. My Japanese friends.
It goes generations deep. Like
dirty people. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? They kidnap Japanese women. Okay.
That the North Koreans have kidnapped Japanese citizens,
and it came out later, and I was like, okay, maybe. Okay.
But I don't think you can blame the whole Korean race for the actions of the Jung dynasty. Anyway, so now we're on to the 4-fight main card. Buckle your seatbelts because Eugene's already gone over the the 3 care line I picked. First up, middleweight Elias Teodoro versus Thiago Santos.
Care?
Because
both of these guys have fucked me before.
So it's an anti-care. The care with the beef.
Nah, but let me think. I think I'm going to go with Elias.
Yeah, I got to go with Elias too because Santos is one toke over the line. Sweet Jesus, too boring.
Is that Elvin Bishop? Who is that again?
It wasn't Elvin Bishop. It was like a one-hit wonder. I can't remember what they.
Little Feet or something.
No, it wasn't Little Feet. They didn't have any actually catchy songs. It was like Waiting in the Line at the Road. Brewer and Shipley.
Never would I have known that shit.
Yeah,
that's a good trivia question then. All right.
That is one-hit wonder city right there. All right, so now we're getting the excitement stuff. Lightweight, Cody Pfister versus Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, I care.
Oh yeah, everybody cares. And that doesn't mean you're a pedophile just because you're a Sage Northcutt fan.
Already, I like how one giant step into creepiness. I was already sort of creeped out by how they're approaching the marketing of Sage Northcutt anyway. It's like anytime I see older guys hanging out with younger guys, I get kind of creeped out.
You don't
I said that actually at jiu-jitsu, and they look at me like, you're older. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not fucking hanging out with you guys. We're training together.
I see you're just grappling them, hugging them close.
Yeah.
Spread all over them. Establishing dominance ruthlessly.
Yeah.
Nothing funny going on there, Eugene. No.
You gotta let it go. If you're gonna do this sport, you can't be having repressed issue problems. You just face front, baby. You'll be looking at your shit. I'm taking a real good look at your face. You got to take a look at your face. So yeah, I care about this one, and I know what they're trying to do with Sage.
They're building him.
which would seem to. I'm going to go Princess Bride on this one, which would seem to be enough to justify this idea that he's probably going to pull out this win. But you know what? It doesn't have a guy that loses. Sometimes it puts some grit in the game. It means, you know, he's got. I mean, Gunnar Nelson's not finished, right?
Conor McGregor has a loss,
right? And they, how many chances have they given this Eric Silva kid? Even though it's clearly he's roached in the head. So, which is my way of saying I'm going to pick Pfister.
Wow, pure foolishness, Eugene. Pure.
I know. I mean, look, I'm not gonna. We have to have a kind of secondary, tertiary category, but you know, I don't know.
I believe in Sage because his father was only allegedly involved in drugs and steroids, not in assaulting hotel chambermaids. So allegedly.
Right. That's right.
Yes, but that wasn't him. That was some other fighter whose dad.
That's another Cody.
Yes, that was. It was some dude.
The Canadian Cody.
It happened in Oklahoma. I know how it is when you come down from Saskatchewan and you get to the big city of Oklahoma and, you know, the bright lights, the hurly-burly.
Bright lights, big city hotel maids, and you happen to be Dominique Strauss-Kahn. What do?
I know. You know, you got 20 minutes to get to your flight. Perfect timing. It's like kismet. Anyway, let's keep moving. So we care about Sage, but I'm picking him because I've got faith in the future, Eugene.
I feel bad about picking against him, but I despite what people think in the comment section about me siding with the boot here, I want to put some sand in the Vaseline, man. A spanner in the works, you know, a monkey in the wrench. You know, I want things to go not according to Hoyle all the time. So it's a quixotic pick on my part, and I would ask it not count against my total. But it's just real strong wish fulfillment on my part.
I see. Some would allege racism because Sage is, as they say, white. That's right. Yeah. I said it.
I guess Sage is white. Sage is white.
Yeah, Sage is white. So I'm picking Sage.
You were actually white. We've had this discussion here.
What? I'm Scots-Irish. Black Dutch even. Black Dutch.
You're Irish?
Scots Irish. Scots Irish. It's an important distinction.
Well, the Scots part is white. The Irish guy here, who I told him he wasn't white, he kind of flipped out.
You see, but Scots Irish is not Irish. Scots Irish are Scots who just stopped over in Ireland to burn down a few farmhouses for a few centuries and then moved on over to America to terrorize the natives. So
yeah, okay.
And everybody else. Now we're
well, technically you're a Protestant, right?
Of Protestant descent, yes.
So you're making a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. There you go.
I don't believe the Scots are Anglo-Saxons, Eugene. They're Celtic. So there you go.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right. So Jim Miller versus Michael Chiesa.
I care.
Because
of Miller.
Yeah, I care too. And just because of Miller, Chiesa's never sold to me. So.
And even though Miller has screwed me before, I'm going to go with Miller again.
He's the kind of guy, he didn't screw you out of any fault of his own. It wasn't malice.
Right.
It was just ran up against some hard limitations. But yeah, Jim Miller, it's sad to see him down there on Fight Pass underneath Paige Van Zant and Rose Namajunas, women's strawweight.
Okay.
So do you care about this one?
Yeah, I care.
Yeah, because?
Hold on. What? Go back?
Are you, wait, did you pick
Miller?
Miller?
Move on from Miller?
I'm picking Chiesa. I've sunk too many ponies in the Jim Miller River. That's yeah. I'm rooting for him. I'm caring about him, but I'm not.
Okay, all right. So I'll stick with Miller. Fuck it.
Yeah. Although I mean, the Jim Miller would win this fight handily.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's what we're dealing with anymore. All right. So now to the main event: women's strawweight, Rose Namajunas versus Paige Van Zant.
I care.
And who are you picking?
Paige. That's the smart money, right? That's what everybody's smart money's picking Paige, right?
You know, I'd have to look at the fight odds to see. But of course, the fight odds aren't actually the fight odds are actually the dumb money. But the odds have Paige favored, yes. So yeah, I think I got to go with Paige as well. Paige and Sage, baby. Paige and Sage.
No, you're going down that road. All right, I just can't. I just can't. I can't. I'm trying. But
you don't have to justify yourself.
I just feel, you know, I mean, because because it should be dispassionate. It should be without, but I just can't. I can't.
The view from nowhere doesn't exist. Any media critic will tell you that whole
everybody's pushing the guy. Everybody's pushing the guy up the hill. I gotta be the guy on the side going, "Fuck you, fuck you."
Like CeeLo Green, man. It's like CeeLo Green. All right, so
he's had some problems with.
That doesn't make "fuck you" any less of a classic.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. Like, people want to take Jerry Lee Lewis's music away from me or Bing Crosby's. I'm like, I don't give a shit how horrible.
No, we're talking about a horse is a different color there. You know, a murderer versus a child beater. You know,
but still, it ruins the music for some people that Bing Crosby was not a wonderful person.
Well, he only had one kid who said that.
He had multiple kids who said that, and he had multiple kids who killed themselves.
Yeah.
So, you know. Right. So, anyway, all right. So, I mean, and the whole John and Michelle Phillips thing. Oh, no, okay. Mackenzie. Mackenzie is the only one that said.
Please, let's keep moving.
All right. We got to keep moving. All right. So, now we're on to the Ultimate Fighter finale. Team Faber versus Team Mendes. No. Team McGregor. But you won't see Faber and McGregor on this card. But you will see Frankie Edgar and Chad Mendes on this card. So, I predict you're going to have four cares on this card. Okay. Maybe 5. All right. So, well, and you went over last time. So, and this one's on Fox Sports 1, and this is Friday night at regular fight time. All right.
So not Fight Pass.
Not Fight Pass. There's no Fight Pass. There's no Fight Pass prelims. It is a 10-card fight on Fox Sports 1. All right. So the prelims, and all of this is on
Georgie B has got me covered on this one. Never mind.
Not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask. All right, so featherweight, Chris Grutzmatzer versus Abner Yoveris. It's double L.
No, just stop right there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care either. Sorry, guys. All right, so featherweight, Julian Erosa versus Marcin Rozcek.
Marcin I paid attention to, but I don't care about this either.
Yeah, I don't care. Is that because he's Polish?
Yeah.
Again with the racism, Eugene. So sad. Featherweight.
Polish is not a race.
It's not? Slavic is a race.
Race is a false construct.
Well, that too. But I mean, as long as, you know, it's still an interesting topic. All right, so featherweight, Joby Sanchez versus Gene Herrera.
I don't give a fuck.
Did you know what I found out today? The leader of the Native American Party, the Know Nothings from the 1840s and 50s, the first racist xenophobic party, was Jewish. Charles Lewis Levin. How's that? Huh?
You know, of course, there's a portion of our listening audience that's gonna go.
I know. Did you see the guy yesterday that wanted us to reveal the truth about the Jews controlling 9/11?
Oh, right. Oh, was that? I don't remember that.
It was the last comment on the show yesterday.
Oh man!
So go back and take a look. So, you know, no offense if we're offending you, dude, but you're barking up the wrong tree. If that's what you're looking for here.
It was like that time when I was in Jordan and asked the shopkeeper where the Jordan River was. He goes, so it's a famous river. I want to see it. He goes, well, it's near here, but it's not much of a river. I go, what do you mean? He goes, there's not a lot of water in it. I go, the fuck happened to the water? And he goes, we know what happened to the water. I was like, what happened to the water? He goes, the Jews stole the water. I was with a Jewish fighter friend of mine. They're like, stole it. We paid for it. And then they start this argument. I'm like, oh, all I want is some orange juice, man. You guys can have this on your own time. Fuck that, you know.
Yeah, you're not going to sort that one.
I'm sorry. We got somebody watching the show. They texted me. We were not thinking of the Canadian Cody. We were thinking of Jordan Mean.
You're correct. You're correct. Thank you.
Yeah. And now that I know that you're listening to the show, sir, what the fuck is it with this? What is it with this? Is this a joke?
What is this, the Ariel Helwani Reebok shirt?
Is it a joke? Does it really exist?
I believe it exists. I haven't confirmed and I can't comment, but I believe it exists.
Lucky I'm still doing this fucking show. I'm enraged.
I'm going to send you a Sage Northcutt Reebok kit just as a consolation prize.
Can I even get a Giblet shirt? Or
that was a limited edition, son. You missed it. I don't even know if they deliver if you order those.
So the indignity. This is terrible.
Just think how trim you'll look in that Sage Northcutt kit that I send you. All right, so we're blazing through this card. Flyweight, Joby Sanchez versus Gene Herrera.
Don't care.
Don't care either. And here we come into care country. Featherweight, Jason Knight and Tatsuya Kawajiri.
Oh, I care.
Yes, Kawajiri, legend of the sport.
Yeah, but you know what?
He's old?
Yeah, it becomes a knife that cuts both ways now when you say legend,
Yep, it means you're old.
Some of these upcoming Bellator fights, the legends, man, it makes me really uncomfortable. And the coach Dream Crusher Sorrell is screaming at me, just have fun, enjoy it, and just sit back. And I've heard that about a lot of terrible things.
Is that what he tells you going into your seniors division tours?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You got the
Thanks for telling me about that 30 minutes into the show.
I just thought it was some fashionable design thing you had going. I didn't realize it was from sleeping under the bridge overpass. But nah, he says to sit back and enjoy.
I was cringing and nervous, and then I was sad.
Yep.
Then I was afraid. Then I was sad.
Yep.
So yeah. But when it's two old geezers in the ring, it gets a little more amusing. Remember the Ken Shamrock fight?
Yeah. I don't know that amusing is a word I would use, but I'm not a sadist like you are. Well, actually, I'm a different type of sadist.
Yes, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Spree killer. I'm more the serial killer. Not that either of us are killers.
Well, that's what I said. I told some guy, am I a spree killer if I just kill one guy? He goes, yeah, but you have to come back different times of the day. So like if you kill him in the morning and then you come back and you kill him again at lunch, then that's kind of a spree. It has to be more than one time for it to be a spree. I see.
Or if you shoot him and then maybe come to the hospital with a poisoned chicken, like Meyer Lansky did once.
Oh, poisoned chicken. I thought you were talking about my whole obsession with Chinese chickens.
No. Chinese chickens. I don't know about
SARS. The Chinese chicken coughing in your face. The next thing you know, you got SARS.
Don't forget about the bird flu. So
that's where I'm going with that. The avian bird flu, Chinese chickens. Come on, put it together. People!
I'm just making it. There are multiple diseases. So you're picking Knight over Kawajiri.
No, because I'm an old guy and I make old guy decisions, which are not always good ones.
Once again, bias rears its ugly, ugly head.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with bias, man. It's got us to where we are.
Supreme Court Justice John Roberts said the way to not have race problems is to not talk or think about race. So,
well, he's a moron. But look, Ward Connerly was one of the second steps on the road to that when he got rid of race-based preferences in the California system, which I love. I love that he did this because previous to this, the narrative had been for disgruntled white folks had been like, well, undeserving Mexicans and blacks are taking our spots at schools like UC Berkeley, and it's got to stop. So they go, okay, you're right. We're not going to give any preference. And now the student body at UC Berkeley is like my high school, my #1 public high school in America, Stuyvesant High School in New York. It's 72% Asian.
There you go, blind.
And the white folks are like, whoa, wait. That's not really what we meant. Well, and now back to what Princeton did when they were trying to deny Jews entry back in the 30s. They're like, well, we really need to be concerned about the total student. Yeah, it's like total student. Get the fuck out of here. We got it. You guys should have just taken your lumps when the numbers switched on you and your kid still wasn't getting in because the Asian kid with the 4.2 GPA had aced him. Just fucking deal with it, But it doesn't happen. So
no time.
But in other words, so what's happened now? That if you're black or Latino at UC Berkeley, according to Ward's calculation, you can hold your head high because people don't think you got any preference in getting in. I mean, people would always try to figure when I got to Stanford, you play football? There had to be some sort of, did your father go here? There's some sort of reason I was there other than great grades. And I finally told one guy, you realize even if I did get a leg up getting here, nobody's giving me a leg up getting out.
That's what you say.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what goes on in that African American student council meeting.
Yeah. Well, unless you're taking African American student classes, which I don't believe I did. So
I see. All right. Well, we'll just have to take that on faith. So you're picking Kawajiri because you're biased against the young.
Because I'm old.
I'm picking Kawajiri because I'm a fan of Japanese fighters.
Oh,
I can admit it. Admit it. It is race-based.
Doing a review about a Japanese film that deals with the fetishization of Asian females, and I was like, look, people fetishize Negroes. Half of that fetishizing of a Negro has resulted in several rich Negroes. You know, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, any professional athlete, fully fetishized all the way to the bank. Half of that equation are guys who are fetishized and are laying face down on concrete. So if the calculation is that it's a terrible thing that Asian women are fetishized, I want to know who are the faces down on the concrete. In other words, if it's a I'm sure it's a drag to be an Asian woman who's fetishized, but I'm not seeing the bodies on the concrete.
I say, well, what about the Asian men who never get to be top in gay porn, huh?
Anytime they have one of these discussions, and they've had a few, like in other publications online, like Huffington Post, where Asian women are complaining about being fetishized, you should always read the comments there, because first and foremost of the comments are angry Asian guys who, this is what you get for hanging out with white dudes. You know?
Yes.
So intra-race struggles are always pretty interesting to me.
They are. If you're a connoisseur of race-based division, that's where some of the best stuff happens. So, and you got to point out, Asian Americans have had a brutal history in this country. Lots of pogroms. You know, they wouldn't even allow Asians in the country for a long period of time, like 70 years. So, you know,
from back to the railroad times.
Yes.
I saw, you know,
but again,
I know my history, man.
They wouldn't even
I
allow
saw Kwai Chan Caine. I saw all the struggles he had to go through.
Such a big heart. All right. So, last fight on
for you guys under 30, Kwai Chan Caine was David Carradine, a white actor who starred as Kwai Chan Caine in a TV show called Kung Fu.
Originally written for Bruce Lee, by the way.
What's that?
And that part was originally written for Bruce Lee.
But they couldn't understand his English, so.
So they said.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how killer that show would have been with Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
I mean, David Carradine was fine, but he was not Bruce Lee. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So now we come to the headliner of the prelims. This is, again, the Friday night TUF finale. Lightweight Joe Lauzon versus Evan Dunham.
Of course.
Lost Battalion. This is a Lost Battalion battle, if there ever was.
Well, the question is it Phantom Toll Booth or Lost Battalion? I think Joe Lauzon knows exactly where he is, which means
he's a smart kid.
Which means he knows, you know, there's a lack of awareness that creates a Lost Battalion. So I'm going to say Lauzon is in the Phantom Toll Booth. He's just at home waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah, he knows there's no title hunt. Evan Dunham, on the other hand,
he's Lost Battalion, man.
Yeah. So who do you have a pick?
You know what? I'm going to go with Lauzon, man. I've got to give the guy points for awareness, self-awareness. So
I got to make it interesting. I got to go with Dunham here just because of the height, and I think he can ride out the Lauzon early blitz.
You might be wrong about that. Because you remember all the time that we're sitting at this desk talking and chit-chatting about this and that, these guys are actually getting older.
Just like us. We're also
not me.
These guys are getting older and slower, and Dunham never been a fast starter, and Lauzon famous for his quick start. So,
all right.
That might be making a mistake, but I'm giving you some action. All right, so now we're into the main card. Although the whole thing's on Fox Sports 1, a difference without a distinction, or distinction without a difference, actually. All right, heavyweight Gabriel Gonzaga versus Konstantin Irokin.
Oh yeah, I care.
I definitely care.
And I'm gonna have to go with Gonzaga.
I got to go with Irokin. The future.
Yeah.
And Russians almost always beat Brazilians.
But it's not. He's not. Is he a pure Russian?
Is there such a thing?
Because the last person I knew named Irokin was a guy who used to be the editor-in-chief of BAM, Bay Area Music, and he told me at a party that he Greek Russian, but it was a fabricated last name they created to escape from the frickin' Nazis or some such crazy story like this. So I'm wondering about extraction, but that has neither here nor there.
Product of Russia's athletic systems, which is really the main thing.
Right. All right, I'm going to go with Gonzaga. So we got action on that too.
All right, we got action. All right, so now we got welterweight Ryan LaFleur and Mike Pierce.
I care.
I care again. Me too. Do you have a pick?
Oh, man.
It gets ugly.
Yeah.
When the going gets ugly, I pick Mike Pierce.
I'm going to take LaFleur.
All right. So we got some more action.
I'm smelling blood.
Yes. This next one's a fun one. Lightweight Edson Barboza versus Tony Ferguson. Two mean fellas.
I care, and I'm going with Barboza.
I'm going with Ferguson because who would I rather have show up dating my daughter? I'd rather have Barboza, although it's close. Ferguson, I'd be very unhappy.
If you ever were going to make picks based on our picks, you should know that our picks are now completely insane.
I think that's a perfectly valid category.
On the grounds of where he'd rather date his daughter, we have gone.
And I'm picking against the guy I'd rather date my daughter. I mean, I'm picking the guy that would frighten me more.
Oh, right. I see. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going with Barboza. I still think he's gotten, what is that great line from that Humphrey Bogart thing? I think he's gotten a raw deal.
A raw deal.
You got a raw. They give me a raw deal, Shamus. Your kind always does. No, I think he's gotten a raw deal. The question is he the kind that always does? You know.
Yes, and it's Seamus, but we won't get into that again.
I'm just telling you how it says. I'm just doing the, you know.
I believe it's Seamus in the movie. I have a
for sure not.
Well, we'll have to go back and see. All right, so you're picking Barboza, I'm picking Ferguson. Now we come to the finale. Interestingly enough, this is the first time where both people in the Ultimate Fighter finale had a loss in the tournament, but through a long series of wacky mix-ups, these two guys are in there, including a visa, some sort of forgery on a visa application that kicked Saul Rogers out of the contest. So now we've got Artem Lobov versus leglock master Ryan Hall.
Ooh.
I care because of Ryan Hall.
Yeah, I care because of Ryan Hall too, and I've been following. He's been sending me emails about jiu-jitsu, and I'm watching him beat up guys in delicatessens and pizza parlors. And
you don't see a lot of 50-50 guard from him in these pizza parlor brawls, do you?
No, I know. I'm going with Hall. I'm going to have to go with BJJ, baby.
I got to go with Hall too, even though some would say leg locks are not BJJ. But it's either here. Now we're coming to the big one. This, I think, is one of the biggest fights of the year. Featherweight Frankie Edgar versus Chad Mendes.
Oh, yeah, we care, of course.
Loser headed for the Lost Battalion, maybe the Phantom Toll Booth.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Although whether these guys would accept
based on my previous theory, Mendes is owed big time. So he's got some. He's got, you know. The tide is turning, baby, because people are looking at that. What is that? 1.3 punches. 1.3 punches.
He was exhausted.
People are tied into, and all this buyer's remorse. And Chad Mendes the next week after, I can't sleep. You can't sleep because you compromised yourself. You know, it's like Jake LaMotta backstage crying into his towel. You know, and you know, I know he's like wanting to get back on that fucking horse, but you got to understand that nobody wants to be in the Phantom Toll Booth. And Edgar's been there for longer than he probably would care to have been there, you know.
In the Phantom Toll Booth or the Lost Battalion?
Well, what's crazy about this is if you deny that you're in the Phantom Toll Booth, it might get you a quick trip to the Lost Battalion. If you're one of those guys sitting in the Phantom Toll Booth going, hey, man, I'm fighting for the championship.
Have the championship mentality, which makes it hard for them to accept Phantom Toll Booth status.
Right.
Dan Henderson, for example, never going to be in the Phantom Toll Booth. Always going to be in the Lost Battalion.
Correct. So I'm going to pick Edgar. Even though I know there's the casus belli for Mendes is to get back on that horse to prove it was a fluke. He's picked the wrong guy to do it against. This is going to be a tough fight for Mendes under the best of circumstances.
If he had Dwayne Bang Ludwig in his corner, I would lean more his way. But without Bang, Mendes ain't beating Edgar. He's not going to decode the answer.
Bang. Hey, you black guys, get away from the women.
Just a joke. That's a good one.
It's so funny.
I think I heard Jesse Jackson telling that one at a Democratic Party convention one time. That was yeah. So we're both picking Edgar then.
Yeah. Oh, you're picking Edgar as well.
Yes. And so just because Bang Ludwig may be allegedly racist, that doesn't mean he's not a good striking coach.
Oh, I don't think he's racist. I'm just fucking with him. So
I see. I totally open to the possibility that he's racist. I just don't think it's relevant for his credentials. All right.
Well, and I don't think it's racist necessarily to. I mean, if what he's telling me is that Eugene, I do not want you fucking my old lady. There are many reasons he might not want me fucking his old lady. The fact that I'm black is just
the traditional reasons of, say, monogamy.
What?
Monogamy, jealousy, the things that hold our culture together. Keep civilization from descending into an abyss of pleasure seeking and hedonism.
I don't know. I guess we could talk about this offline because I'm not understanding a few things. So.
Let's see. All right. Well, yeah. Anything I could say.
I had some guy call me all outraged. You texted my girl. Hey, what are you getting so upset for? In 100 years, we'll all be dead. He's like, what?
And how many will be killed in jealousy-related incidents?
How many have been killed? When was the last time you knew somebody? Jealousy doesn't kill anybody.
Jealousy kills people.
Yeah,
jealousy kills people.
Yeah, sometimes, Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah. In Texas, the juries will let you get away with it too.
Yeah, you guys, come on.
A white man in Texas going in front of a jury saying, I caught her in bed with my best friend and had to kill them both. He's getting acquitted.
Well,
and if the guy's black, they're not even going to put him on trial.
They're going to throw a party for the guy, a cheer him up party.
Yeah. We got to remember the real victim here is Eugene.
Well, no, look, it would be one thing. It would be one thing if it hadn't happened to me. It would be ill-informed. But, it was this guy walked up to me and I must have been about 15. Yeah, 15. He goes, I just had sex with your girlfriend. I was like, And he's looking at me like not laughing at all. I go, oh, what? And I go, get the fuck out of here. And he goes, oh, yeah? You know how she likes to do that thing? And he kind of I was like, oh, he actually did have sex with my fucking girlfriend. Whoa. Okay.
At 15, you shouldn't even know things like that, Eugene.
Well, he came up to me.
What were you doing having sex with your girlfriend when you were 15?
She was older.
It's a criminal. A pedophile.
So, I never knew why he told me. It wasn't to gloat. He was just telling me because he thought I should know. I really respected that. I was like, all right, Francisco, thanks, man.
He was doing a bros before hoes kind of deal, huh?
I think, I really respected that. I was not a glimmer of anger for that guy ever.
Huh. So, one of my dearest friends is, or has been accused of by his exes, of being a complete scumbag. And he's always followed a policy of always tell the truth.
If caught.
If caught, yes. You don't bring things up. But if confronted, you say, oh, yeah, I fucked her.
Yeah. I know. There's only one time I didn't do that. Okay, we could just move on. We just move on. I don't care about the statute of limitations. I got a public image to uphold.
That's right. So, all right. So now we are to the big time. Saturday night, UFC 194, Las Vegas. We've got Fight Pass. We've got Fox Sports 1. We've got pay-per-view, baby. 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. All right. So.
Hey, hold on. What do we say? DCDT. What does that stand for again? Outside, don't care, don't tell.
No. You got it wrong. It's don't care, can't trust. So it's
right.
DCCT.
Right. Okay. DCCT.
Which
right.
could either be a great new hallucinogen or a vicious new STD.
Don't care, Cantress. Okay, I had it here, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was writing on my scribble sheet.
Could
All
be
right, so UFC 194. There we are.
All right, so Court McGee versus Marcio Alejandre Jr. at welterweight.
Care.
You care because Court McGee,
Court
ex-junkie?
McGee's got the good stuff. I mean, no.
Man, you just will not let a guy recover.
He's recovered. So, yeah, I like Court McGee, man. Mr. Amish.
Yeah, I like him too. But it's hard to
Liking is not enough to pick him, but I'm going to pick him anyway.
I'm going to pick him too, but I've got reservations. He's been out for a long time. But we'll pick him.
Well, you know, that it gets kind of chilly in that toll booth.
Cold turkey? Is that what you're talking about?
Nah, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, the difference is there's a lack of awareness in the Lost Battalion, but there's total awareness in the Phantom Toll booth. So guys don't want to stay there.
No. But where do you go from there? Retirement is like the only.
Tell me where the road turns.
Yeah. All right. So
Diana Ross.
Up next, one of my favorite lightweight fighters, John McDessie versus Yancy Medeiros.
Yep.
We cared
about these guys before separately. I care about them together. And of course, if you remember, Yancy and I were Eskimo brothers. It's not this Yancy, another Yancy. But
so it's got a transitive party of Yancy.
Yeah, so we don't have to relive. We don't. Donna Shalala doesn't need to make an appearance here. But I care, and I got to go with McDessie.
Really? I thought a conservative like yourself, an admirer of the boot, would go with the more traditional Muay Thai-based stylings of Medeiros over the Taekwondo.
Well, because I think the last time I picked Medeiros, he fucked me over. So
Medeiros has a habit of doing that too.
I know.
He's been fighting. I mean, fight Donald Cerrone. That's no shame.
Yeah, and that's. I don't know. I feel instinctively bad for making this pick, but
you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with McDessie.
I got to go with McDessie too. I think he can beat.
You're just trying to scare me off of McDessie. That's dirty fucking pool, my friend.
I'll spare, Eugene. I'll spare.
It's like that Key and Peele skit where the guys, they're looking at the chicks across the bar. He goes, she's kind of ugly. Guy turns around and get his drink. He's over there talking to the chick, you know.
Exactly. Treachery. It's how the elders beat the youngers every time. All right. Lightweight Joe Proctor versus Magomed Mustafayev.
Well, we've cared about Joe Proctor before because of his failure to have his fight nickname have something to do with proctology. But and we got an off here, right?
Yep.
I tell you honestly, I don't care.
And you haven't mentioned Nazis the whole show.
I did.
Oh, we talked about it with the Japanese. Never mind. So, all right. So, yeah, I don't care about this one either. Let's keep moving. Lightweight, Leonardo Santos versus Kevin Lee. I might have confused Thiago Santos on the other fight card with Leonardo here. Either way, I don't care.
I don't care.
All right.
Sorry, Santos. You've done enough for us to know, but you haven't done enough for us to care.
Exactly. So, welterweight.
So, there you go. DCCT, man.
Welterweight, Warley Alves versus Colby Covington.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck them. I don't care.
Is it because of the name Colby Covington?
I remember him. I mean, it was
white.
No, I just remember him.
That is a painfully white name, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. And I'm just sorry, man.
I feel like there's a sister named Buffy in there somewhere. All right.
Yeah, which of course the last time he came up is what we said. It's just like, man, you're making us dull. I blame you.
Warley Alves has some hype behind it, but I'm not buying it either. So, all right, now women's strawweight, Jocelyn Jones-Lybarger against Tisha Torres.
I do not care.
I don't either. People are trying to hype up Torres again.
I know they're trying. I'm not buying it based on what I've seen. So
nope. And they used to accuse you of reverse sexism for always caring.
This is a sensitive community of nervous Nancys. You stick around long enough, you realize I'm actually a right-minded individual,
and by right-minded, you mean
or you're completely crazy.
Yeah. Or black Nazi. How do you become a black Nazi? That's the.
I'm no black Nazi. That's it. even though
you're wearing a Star of David necklace.
Yeah.
Well, huh? Isn't that suspicious?
So you think I'm trying to disguise being a black Nazi?
I'm not sure what it means. There's symbolic overload.
Well. Anyway, I was going to revisit the story of us playing the show in Hamburg and me taking my shirt off and this woman screaming at me about the swastika and me telling her to go fuck herself and then turning to our tour agent and saying, "Hey, where are we staying tonight?" And he goes, "Her house."
How'd that go?
I slept like this, with one eye wide open,
And just to clarify, you don't have a swastika tattooed to your chest.
No, not on my chest.
Yes. Exactly. All right. Awesome. So,
he doesn't want it. He's like, okay, let's just keep moving ahead. We don't want to talk about your parsing of the English language. Just keep going.
Yeah. Some symbols I don't think you can reclaim, and not in this lifetime. All right, bantamweight.
I got a devil riding a swastika. Come on.
And some people have no concept of irony or.
You got a whole wall full of devils behind you. Nobody's complaining.
Hey, that's Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And the devils all represent Mick, Keith, Bill, and Charlie, you see?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Uriah Faber versus Frankie Saenz, bantamweight, headlining the Fox Sports 1 portion of the card.
Hold on. Can we step back a bit? What did we just say we didn't care about? My memory.
Tisha Torres versus Jocelyn Jones.
Okay. So now where are we?
Now we are at the headliner of the Fox Sports 1 prelims, Uriah Faber versus Frankie Saenz. Is this going to be the fight that makes people buy the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I care.
Yeah, I care too because of Faber.
And
I'm not buying the Saenz hype.
I'm going to have to go with Faber on this one.
Yeah, they're not putting him in against the guy he's going to lose to. I don't think.
This is not an aggressive pick either. So,
but Faber at some point is the wheels are going to fall off that.
Yeah, some point soon, but not so soon. He loves it. That's the thing. He actually loves it.
He does.
I mean, this is a man that's got a clear-eyed vision, not only of his future but of his past. It's like
he likes the Phantom Toll booth.
Yep. Well, I don't even think he's in the Phantom Toll booth, man. I think he's in a. I mean, he's lower tier A-list. He's hanging out with Pharrell Williams. The California kid. People love him. He's recognized on the street. He's given. He could actually call the bald one and have the phone answered. His team he holds a press conference. People show up. He's as Uriah Faber as anyone could ever be, and certainly as Uriah Faber ever had the possibility of being. He is the ultimate Uriah Faber. He could be no more Uriah Faber than he is Uriah Faber.
It's true, and a victim of heightism who's overcome. So solidarity, brother.
Yeah. So it's coaching high school fucking wrestling, or this guy, it seems like he's got a pretty clear-cut understanding of exactly what's going on.
Yes. All right. So we're both picking Faber, and now we're into the pay-per-view portion of the card. We're not even going to mess around with the cost of this because this pay-per-view is worth the money.
Yep. Right? Correct.
Yes. Yep. It could be $75 and I'd pay. That's I'm not. I didn't say that. Good point. Because they might be listening. It's pretty deep in the show for Zuffa Spies to still be listening. But somebody could tweet Dana, "Hey, Kid Nate says he'd pay."
You know something. I had my drummer laugh at me long and hard the other night. He was like, "He's. I finally got it." I go, "What's that?" He goes, "You didn't know you were rich." I go, "What did you think? If I'm selling fucking T-shirts on eBay, what did you think was going on?" He goes, "I just thought you were psychotic." This came on the occasion of me actually having to do some paperwork for, immigration naturalization status and for my Polish producer and looking at a statement of my assets and going, previously, I've never done my own taxes. So as a guy who's married for 20 years, the ex-wife was an attorney. She just put the stuff in front of me and I just sign it and not look at it.
Did that come back to bite you?
Not well, outside the fact that I used to be rich and didn't know it.
Well,
I look at this piece of paper. I go, What the? How long has this been the case? And now somebody here at Jiu-Jitsu said they had a psychological monograph. They go, you know what? You didn't want to know you were rich because you like to continue to complain about how poor you are. And now that you realize that you're no longer rich, you can complain about being poor and not having realized you were rich when you were rich. So you get the best of both worlds.
It's like the guy in Seinfeld who converted to Judaism for the jokes.
Right. And I look at him and I go, that's pretty wise, pretty soundly reasoned for a rich guy.
I thought you were going to slur him for being a drummer.
No. We went from the drummer to the guy at Jiu-Jitsu. These are bookends of guys who are like, how could you not realize? So whatever, man. I'm not in that world, okay?
I see. So the drummer didn't make the psychologically.
No, he'd been making fun of me the whole time. He goes, you are the 1%. What are you talking? I said, my kids are hanging out with these rich kids. They don't know what it's. He's like, what do you mean your kids are hanging out with rich kids? Your kids are hanging out with kids like them. And I go, well, we're not rich. And he goes, I thought you were bullshitting. Now I realize you just didn't know. He goes, did you ever look at the house that you were living in? He goes, I know what those houses cost. I can't afford one. What did you think? I go, those houses were paid for by the houses I own that I sold and paid. He goes, man, how does it feel to have been rich all those years and not known it?
It slipped through your fingers.
Nah, there were no fingers to hold it. I was just signing papers. I guess I feel like every single black entertainer from the 50s.
And the 70s, 80s,
90s. 80s, 90s. It's like Sly Stone living in a mobile home.
Didn't 50 Cent just go bankrupt? I mean.
Yeah. Well, have you seen pictures of him lying in the marble vestibule of his house with the $100 bills stacked up in the shape of the word broke and drying his eyes with $100 bills? I fucking love that guy.
It was a lot like Edmund Taverdian's bankruptcy hearing yesterday.
Exactly. He's not gonna. He would take any amount of public shame. He's not giving that woman a nickel. No way.
No. That's.
He remembers the good old days when revenge porn rode high.
Yeah. Now it's illegal, and that's a good thing.
Well, it's illegal if they can make the claim that you did it in order to shame someone.
So if you did it to celebrate your love and their beauty,
that's how I'm that's how I'm defending my hedge against inflation.
He hates me now, but we shared a magical moment.
Right. I'm gonna put a whole website photos and video of mymagicalmoments.com.
I see.
Hashtag magical moments with your wife.
ATM's not just a banking machine. All right. So
I use that. Yeah, and I use that, and then I posted it on my Facebook, and my mother was like the first comment. She goes, now I know what ATM means. You learn something new every day. I was like, okay, Ma.
Oh, that's painful. That's painful.
Well, no, right. Whatever, man. I'm glad she learned something from the column. So,
all right. Now we're to the pay-per-view card. Opening fight. I believe they booked their opening Donnybrook. They always like the ideal pay-per-view opener is a Donnybrook. Featherweight Max Holloway versus Jeremy Stephens.
Don't even continue. I care. I'm going with Holloway, man.
I too am going with Holloway. Stephens is tough and he's scary, but Holloway is on the rise, and I think the more skilled fighter.
Yeah, and won't be scared off. Tough guy. Outside of all the Bible beating, he's really a tough guy. I like him.
Yeah, these Hawaiian kids.
He reminds me of Masvidal, who fights with urgency.
I can see that. Masvidal, somebody I could see as an honorary Hawaiian in a way.
Yeah.
He's as tough as Hawaiians. All right, so you think Hawaii wouldn't be that tough with the climate and the
Nah, man. That's Polynesian strain. That should,
Yeah. These people could canoe across the ocean. So
to get you.
And whatever you got. There's coconuts out there somewhere. I can feel it. All right, so welterweight.
Well, that's what I remember. Do you remember the Booyah Tribe?
Of course.
Yeah,
that's my day. That's when I actually listen to new music.
Well, when the people were like all having the rap wars, the hip hop wars, nobody fuck with the Booyah Tribe. You notice that? Nobody. Hey, fuck those Samoans. No, fuck that. No way.
Yeah. Now the Samoans, they're like bees or rattlesnakes. Like they got the yellow and black stripes. They clearly say, do not. You see a Samoan, you don't go, I might try fucking with those guys. Like
nature's warning sign.
Yes. Now the Cambodians, on the other hand, they don't come equipped with the warning sign. And so
Who's that?
The Cambodians.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You remember the Rolling Stone article about the Cambodian gang and like the 8-tray ballers of Bloods or Crips or whatever tried stepping on them, and like the next day every gangbanger's home burned down? Like the Cambodian kids didn't fuck around with drive-bys. They looked up, we know who these guys are. We know where they live.
Or what about the Hmong hunter in Michigan? Where they were like, hey, let's fuck with little Ching Chong over there. And the fucking Hmong hunter fucking killed 9 of these guys. It was like, hey, and he, his English wasn't the greatest. They took him to trial, and he was like, hey, man, these guys were fucking with me. They thought it was funny through an interpreter. They thought it was funny to shoot at me. I just defended myself.
Yep. And
9 dead hunters later. Oh, I love that story, man. Fuck. Don't fuck with the Hmong.
No. They've come a long way to get here, and it was a rough ride. All right, so welterweight Demian Maia versus Iceland's Gunnar Nelson.
Fucking yes, care.
Massive care.
And
I not going to be a jiu-jitsu battle, I guarantee you that.
No, it's not. And I know what they're trying to do with Nelson. And Maia's head sometimes gets the better of him, but I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with age here. I'm gonna have to pick Maia.
I got to go with Nelson, although my heart is with Maia a little bit, I think. Although Nelson's a karate guy, I like that, and I like the Icelanders, but it hurts me to go against Maia. But the thing is, Maia degenerates into sloppy brawling sometimes, and I think that Nelson.
But he's also mindful of places he doesn't want to be right now.
Like the fan.
He's not in the toll booth.
No.
But he's pretty fucking close.
Yeah, he's well out of the title hunt, even after the division change. All right, so you're picking Maia, I'm picking Nelson.
I'm picking Maia. He's fighting just to stay out of the toll booth.
All right. And Nelson, he's almost a gigged.
Yeah, he's almost a gigged.
But we'll see. We'll see.
He's the Icelandic Eric Silva. There's a possibility.
Could be. All right, so now we get to this is a hot one. Middleweight, Yoel Romero versus Ronaldo Jacare Souza.
Yeah, I care, and I make my pick right out for known associate, not a friend of Knuckle Up, but a known associate because he's trained here at the Team Dream Crush, and I'm gonna have to go with Jacare.
I'm going with Romero here.
Yeah, because you like the wrestling piece.
It's the stylistic matchup. I mean, I think Romero is a beast on the feet. He's going to be very, very, very hard to take down unless he's too cocky about his wrestling. That's the one thing I could see is that he, makes a Dan Henderson mistake and overextends on some punches and gets taken down. In which case, if Jacare puts him on his back, he's in deep trouble.
Yeah,
but
fucking Jacare is so fucking strong, man.
He is good. I mean, Jacare is an incredibly, incredibly good fighter. When I pick against him, it just means Romero is a scary beast and skilled.
Yeah, but he's scary, and he's not been as consistent as I would have liked.
No, I think Jacare's got a higher fight IQ. It's just the stylistic thing of wrestling. 2 guys, one a wrestler, one a jiu-jitsu guy, and I think Romero's the more dangerous striker.
All right. I can see how you make your major pick.
I think Jacare's more skilled on the feet, but I think Romero just has so much raw power. It's just
explosive power. It's a different type. Jacare is also trained stand-up here as well, and he not with me.
I was about to say. All right.
Okay.
Nobody's watching this. We got 25-something people watching the Dead Show. YouTube Stone screwed us. It might be because of Zane Simon. I don't know, but we're looking into it. That's Q. Q for the Zane Simon.
Yeah.
Don't even know your own memes.
No, I do, but I just thought we were going to pick up because you were going to edit and right back to where suspiciously the show got cut, where I was talking about big names in the art world that were following the snuff films that were the real occasion for the Son of Sam killing. So.
I see. Now, this is an intriguing new conspiracy theory I have not heard.
Not necessarily. If you read Maury Terry's The Ultimate Evil, he sort of starts to point the way down that road, but falls shy. The guy who I know who did the well-respected investigative journalist who's written for the LA Times, not some backwater website, but never ultimately got the okay to complete the piece, but felt relatively creeped out enough by weird stuff that started happening to him that he purchased a firearm from me. He, you know, is not giving, knowing that I'm a journalist as well, and a threat to, you know, is thinking about writing a book about it someday, but not quite yet. But he thought all of this stuff was credible. I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, okay, the guy talked to his dog. That was all shit that was said later to make it seem great. I mean, they were obviously pursuing a very specific end. And if you remember, initially there were photos that completely did not look like Berkowitz at all. So much so that when they arrested him, everybody in New York who had been looking at the covers of the New York Post were like, what? What? You know, the first guy that they had would kind of look like, you know, kind of a thin Puerto Rican guy, dark-haired, you know, maybe actually considered to be sort of handsome. And nobody ever talks about that again. But, you know, it was, you know, these things have a way of turning into weird things, you know. I mean, you know, people, okay, you know, there's a guy, look up Magical Child.
Magical Child.
Magical Child was a bookstore, I think in Chelsea in the 20s. And I don't mean 1920s. I mean in the like 21st, somewhere in New York City. And this guy who was the owner of it was into a lot of weird stuff. And you know, starts with a horoscope, ends up with people trying to do black magic and thought transmission and so on. But it was definitely about the films. These things were being filmed. And it doesn't matter whether it was grainy and shadowy. What mattered was that somebody during the course of it was murdered. And that's what people had wanted to see. You know?
And that was back before you could get snuff films on YouTube anytime you wanted to see them. So
before ISIS was, you know.
Before ISIS, before the narco cartels.
Yep.
All right. So, but let's get down to business. We already been screwed by YouTube once. Cut us off. But we'll continue, and I'll edit it all back together. We've got two fights. Right now we're talking about the middleweight title fight, Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold. Obviously, we care. Do you have a pick?
Of course, I'm going to go with another known associate, Rockhold.
Going with the West Coast.
I hate to fucking pick against Weidman because my heart goes out to the guy. I got this great amounts of sympathy for him on the basis of the fact that he's just God's forgotten man in the UFC. I don't know why they haven't given this guy more love, but I'm saying right now it's led by the public, but I don't know why the public hasn't given him more love. I don't think it's necessarily a charisma issue. You know, if Chuck
I think
Norris,
they can't accept that he's as good as he is because he doesn't seem fearsome.
that could be part of it. That his winning comes without a lot of bluster that sells tickets, but he's, you know, I don't know, man. You know, they made Chuck Norris famous. You know, guy's got negative charisma,
but he looks scary.
Chuck Norris, get out of here!
Come on, in that first Bruce Lee movie where he makes his that's
we're going way back. You talking about
he played a convincing bad guy against Bruce Lee, like.
Yeah, but that's
what he's riding on. That's his whole rep comes from that movie.
Yeah. Well, the guy who Bruce Lee killed in Enter the Dragon, I thought was scarier, but whatever.
The guy with the claw?
No, that's bullshit, Mr. Hand Man. No, I'm talking about the white guy that raped his sister that he had to kill.
Yeah, that guy was scary.
Yeah, see?
But he was more creepy. He didn't seem as tough as Chuck Norris did.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. But anyway, that's opinion.
He was bigger, tougher. Anyway,
my opinion is Weidman has the higher fight IQ, the better striking skills, the better takedown skills. He's going to dismantle Rockhold.
Now you're crazy.
It's true. I might be crazy, but it's true.
It's not like Rockhold's not coming from AKA.
Does that really
It's not like he's training with DC and Kane all the time.
How much does that help?
Against a wrestler like Weidman, could be quite a lot.
Yeah. You know, I'm sending SOS to tech support. I don't know why I'm doing that in the middle of the show, but I got to say, Weidman dismantles Rockhold. But I want to see him at the weigh-ins. I want to see who's bigger, like seeing them next.
Fucking Rockhold is bigger, man.
I think so, but I want to see how much. Is he a little taller, or is he just a man mountain? You know?
Yeah. Well,
I think if Rockhold gets on top, he he snuffs Weidman, but I don't think he's going to get on top. I think Weidman's going to de-pants him. He's going to outthink him, smartify him.
I think you're very wrong about
Footwork. He's going to be. Is he taking him down? Is he punching him? Is it a kick? What's happening? What's happening here?
You should be suspicious that I'm not stopping you now. I'm just developing a list of quotables for post-fight. Because remember when you said the footwork thing? You remember that?
Nah, I'll just say on the other show I picked the other way.
Oh, you're learning.
I am. I picked things up. So you're picking Rockhold. I'm picking Weidman.
Action. All right.
We have action now to the main event. Featherweight unification title. Champion Jose Aldo versus interim champion Conor McGregor. The odds have been favoring McGregor all the way until now. They're swinging towards Aldo.
Well, you know, I get somehow little notes sent to me by Brazilians, and the Brazilian that left me a note said that he suspects, and I don't know how close this comes to being insider information, but he suspects that Aldo is injured again, and according to his sources, Aldo's wife says, much like last time, that the bald, well, unlike last time, the bald one is not letting him get away with it, is actually forcing this fight, and realistically, that Aldo should probably wait, and that kind of put a shadow over my pick, which is Jose Aldo.
You're picking Jose Aldo. I got to go with Conor McGregor here. I think he's bigger. I think he's faster. I think Aldo's dinged up, but
well, you think he's dinged up because of what I just said, or just because you think it?
No, just because he's old. He's had a lot of mileage on those wheels, you know.
Well, that's why we're doing what we're doing. Okay, I'm perfectly happy to have you drink the Kool-Aid.
And also, it's not speculation on my part that he's dinged up. How many fights has he canceled or postponed because he was dinged up?
Him being dinged up is a function of how he's training, not necessarily just because he's fucking old. But I guess some would say, well, if he's training the way he's training and he's old, these are mitigating factors.
And some of it's been motorcycle riding and other foolishness.
Yeah. Who was that baseball player who did, or a football player with the porn stash, who said, I got hurt doing it, and then they have video of him on the motorcycle.
I don't keep up with these things.
Or with other sports. So yeah, I think there's a strong possibility of Monday morning, everybody's like, man, I was huffing those fucking fumes. How could I have huffed those fumes? How could I have let Conor McGregor breathe those fumes right up my fucking nostril? How could I have, he
I don't think it was up your nostril. The smoke is going up
it was the other end of the body. Yeah, but let me be perfectly clear. I fucking love Conor McGregor.
He is very entertaining and a good fighter.
I just finished, well, whatever. I just finished the last part, whatever. I just finished that Wall Street Journal piece. This is a guy. I would have him call Evander Holyfield, but I like it, man. He's rolling it all on him. And last time I did that, I ended up audited, tax seizures.
I thought your wife was handling the tax.
This is before I was married. So
I see.
It's not like it's not like he's acting like he believes in himself. He actually believes in himself. It's valiant. But I'm a huge fan of the guy. I don't see him pulling it out. I don't see him doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and forth, but I got to go with McGregor at this point. I think that the long delay though favors Aldo. I think that if they fought in the summer, it was McGregor's advantage. Now, not so much.
When we were talking about the peaking, and McGregor's been busy, man. He's been Ronda Rousey busy. He's been doing this show and that show.
Rockstar is
Yep. I thought it was interesting.
They haven't been doing the PR as hot and heavy as they did before the first go.
Well, that could be because he's asking for $100 million. But I was interested to know that with the Wall Street Journal piece, we revealed for the first time that he has a longtime girlfriend, Devlin. they've kept it under wraps pretty effectively.
That is interesting to know.
Yeah.
Sorry, girls, he's married.
I know. She's a girl. I mean, listen, anybody who's caring about Conor McGregor at this point is not thinking about love. I ain't talking about love.
Oh, some Diamond Dave
to the core. Yeah.
So one viewer has found us now, has tracked us down to the B channel where I'm hiding this thing away. So you're picking Aldo. I'm picking McGregor. We care. What else is there to say? We'll find out Saturday night.
Yes, so. I got a tote sheet full of potential failure right here, but I'm glad to take it with me, and I'm gonna actually watch the fight at the home of a guy whose wife was recently pistol whipped by a home invader. Wow!
So the paranoia levels ought to be fairly high.
Yeah, we'll all be sitting around watching the fight armed. Waiting for some guy to try and come climbing through the window. You know?
It'll just be like one of my open carry meetings.
Yeah.
You know, we don't.
Actually, I think you put up the article about I don't want to live in a fucking society where a guy thinks threatening my life is the best way to make it through his day. You know.
That's what can you say about that? You know. All right, so that's our show. Hopefully, I can reconstruct it, salvage the thing.
Hopefully nothing.
We've at least got this segment. We've at least got the main event and 24 people.
What's that, man? Do it 1 and 2. Add it on at the end. This was important. You can't lead everybody up, and then we don't have our picks, and I got to answer emails all the rest of today.
We'll have this. This part will be up. It's the first part I'm worried about. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, look. All right. You need to. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do what we can. It's in Google's hands. So. Anyway, so that's our show. I'll be back with 6 rounds after every event, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Zane Simon and Conor Rubish and Dallas Winston will be back with MMA Vivisection.
Dallas, let me tell you about that guy.
Yes. They'll be back for the 194 Vivisection either today or tomorrow. I should know that, but I don't. Again, what can I say? Twitter at KidNate, Twitter at Eugene S. Robinson. Read me at bloodyelbow.com. Read Eugene at Aussie.com. Sometimes Vice's Fightland. Also, don't forget, Fight. Everything you ever want to know about ass kicking, but we're afraid to get your ass kicked for asking on, was it McGraw-Hill?
No, it was HarperCollins.
Scholastic.
HarperCollins. And also, don't be one of those pricks that is sending me on Twitter an invite. You want to follow me, and then when I don't follow you back, you keep sending me the fucking thing. Don't do this. It just makes me fucking angry. You know, it's like, hey, you could. Anything you want me to email me, but I'm not going down that road.
I see. It's Twitter and Eugene, they mix sort of difficulties.
That's why I lock shit up. It's a specialized party. I follow you if I got a compelling reason to follow you, I follow you.
And if not,
give me time to develop romance me a bit. Give me time to develop a compelling reason. Let's don't keep defriending and then sending and friending. Don't do this.
No, don't do that. All right, so let's see. Follow. Subscribe to MMANation.com on YouTube. Subscribe to MMA Nation on iTunes. Get all the podcast versions. And I believe that's all my plugs and everything else. Enjoy the big 3-fight weekend. So, Eugene, you'll be back with Knuckle Up late Sunday and post on Bloody Elbow on Monday. So, enjoy the week. Adios, MMA aficionados. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
People already texted me. You got to fix it. All right.
We'll do what we can. We'll do what we can.
All right. Later.